couple have swapped their 1,100 square foot apartment in Manhattan for a 40-foot, $412,000 motorhome for the Great American Road Trip, during the pandemic when they don't have to be tied to an office or a city. They said a small New York apartment was good training for living in the confines of an RV, although with custom cabinetry, a deluxe kitchen and matching captain's chairs, they're not exactly Jess Glazer, 36, and her husband Mike DeRose, 37, followed the call of the open road last fall. As the virus shut down New York, they decided to give up their $5,800 a month Hell's Kitchen apartment and took out a loan to buy the $412,000 Chip and Fit Glazer, who described a love of rooftop bars, weekend brunches and Sunday grocery deliveries, said she is shocked that she has now given up her stilettos for hiking boots. Her new packing up their things and moving into the RV was not straightforward. Unable to drive the massive vehicle though Manhattan, they found the RV park in Princeton, New Jersey, and hired a truck to move their belongings. What didn't fit went into storage, at $150 a month. Share this article. Share. Then they set off, driving from October down the East Coast before heading west through Alabama, Texas, and Arizona. Glazer, from New Jersey, and DeRose, from Massachusetts, said their friends and family were supportive of the idea. The couple knew, even before the pandemic, that 2020 would likely be their last year in New York City before moving out to the suburbs. They were super excited for us, Glazer told DailyMail.com, who said they bought the RV 2 weeks after first coming up with the idea. During the summer the pair were on a networking Zoom call for entrepreneurs, in which the host, who lived in California, described his recent RV purchase and how much he was enjoying his digital. "We've made pretty quick decisions before. I was an elementary school teacher before quitting and founding my own business, so they weren't surprised. We really miss our friends and family, but given the pandemic we weren't really seeing much of them. An RV life," Glazer said, "is in many ways more comfortable than a Manhattan apartment existence, although they miss good hike." The pair have a washer and dryer in their vehicle, plus a dishwasher, neither of which they had in their. The kitchen has 2 stoves, and an oven. There are 4 televisions, and even a vacuum cleaner built in. You just sweep a little into the corner, and then it all sucks away from the corner, she explained. "It's amazing. The RV is heated, and cooled, to a perfect temperature." They have seen snow, but are currently in between Sedona and Scottsdale, where the temperatures range between a very comfortable 50 and 7. Perhaps the biggest bonus is the Jeep, which is towed behind the RV. It's allowed the couple to explore areas of the country they never knew. "One of the highlights is having a car again, which we didn't have in New York. It's enabled us to go on adventures and hikes. It's really made us appreciate how big the country is, and we've loved the sense of space and freedom. It's been fantastic exploring little towns in places like New Mexico and Texas. In Texas we hiked through the Big Bend National Park, which neither of us had ever even heard of, and it was stunning, with views across the Rio Grande to Mexico." Glazer runs her business coaching company remotely, and DeRose, who managed a territory of financial centers for Bank of America, handed in his notice before he left so he could join his wife's company as its CFO and CEO. Living and working together, in such a confined space, might be expected to cause problems, but Glazer insisted it was work. He was always involved, behind the scenes, but it's been great having him fully on board as he brought a lot of corporate experience to our company. "There's been a lot of growth and development for our company, and the 11 of us work. The biggest issue," she said, "has been finding solid Wi-Fi. Getting a dependable service is stressful," she said, adding that RV parks advertising Wi-Fi may not have a strong internet connect. They have resorted to subscribing to and installing multiple services and backup devices to Glazer and DeRose have found that many people had similar plans. According to the RV Industry Association, RV shipments rose 34% in the second half of 2020, to 254. RV parks were fully booked months in advance, and some were reserved for people aged only 55 and up. DeRose found himself putting parks on speed dial, making call after call until he got through. But the hassle is all worth it, they say. As the weather warms they plan to head north, exploring Utah, Colorado, Montana, and Wyoming. They may come back to the East Coast to settle in the fall, ideally keeping their RV for future adventures, if they can. But we're not sure yet what our plans will be, she said. "For now we're just enjoying this amazing chapter in our life. We have zero regret."